Hello, mixtresses and mixters. This is mixtressrae. You're watching Mixtress video. So I'm going to light some incense and a candle right now, and you can meditate upon which of these 3 piles you'd like to go with. So we have these are all gifts that I've recently received. So huge thanks to Sorsha for sending me Ritual Tarot. Huge thanks to Natalia, who sent me Tarot Avatara. And then huge thanks to Angela, who sent me Threads of Fate Rose Edition. So yeah, those are your 3 choices. I feel like I should have something else as an indicator for you guys, other than just what the tarot decks are that I'm using today. Okay. For Ritual Tarot, we've got this piece of black tourmaline. For Tarot Avatara, we have this little pink glass bird. And for Threads of Fate, I'm just like looking around me at what I have. We have this little fluorite tower. Little baby tower, if you can even call it a tower. Okay, so I will, the time that it takes me to light the candle and the incense is how long that you have. Or obviously you can pause too if you need longer to pick your pile. Burn some sandalwood today. You can see if I titled this video something other than just pick a pile, that means that this reading became about a particular topic, but as I record this, I don't know. I'm just gonna go with the flow, see what happens. Okay, let's start with pile 1. This is my first time, since these are all recent gifts, this is my first time using any of these tarot decks for someone other than myself. So we're just gonna see how it goes. Just keep your little tourmaline out and start shuffling. What do we need to know right now about pile 1? You know, pick the topic. Sorry, I need to figure out how to scoot my chair up a little bit. What do we need to know for pile 1? Okay, we're going to start with these 5. We may need more. But I think this is a good start, space-wise at least. Oh my god, of course. Just wouldn't be one of my videos if I didn't like knock something on the floor, bump into the tripod, whatever. I don't know how people do like super curated, like nice videos. Oh, you're not getting that over here on Mixtress video. Okay. All right. So that's the tarot. For Oracle, I have six different Oracle decks because I go crazy with the Oracle in these readings, and that's okay. God, my hand strength is not... I feel like it waxes and wanes. When I first got this Urban Crow Oracle, it was easy for me to shuffle, but right now it is not easy. I don't know what that's about. All right, what do we need to know for pile 1? I Feel Love, Donna Summer. Very simple lyrics on this one. It's so good, it's so good, it's so good. I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love. I feel love, I feel love. So this is sort of, because this is the first card that has revealed itself, I'm going to start making some assumptions, start riffing on what I think your reading is going to be about. This is about interconnectedness. This is about realizing that we are all one, that we're all part of a whole, and it's, you know, the global community. It's the Dr. Bronner's bottle, all one or none. It's just that sort of like going out. I had an experience recently where, like, you know, all this online drama was happening in my life, and I was feeling very, very anxious. But I went out into the world, and I just had a night of drinking and dancing and karaoke and trivia. It was just, and I interacted with other human beings in person all night long, and it was just such a reaffirming life experience. So that might be a good prescription for you as well. Same with this one. Like, when I first got this one, it was not hard to shuffle, but it is for me right now. Yeah, I'm feeling that maybe what you need most in your life right now is connecting to other human beings, like for real, like in a way that you don't normally, if you can get actually physically in the presence of others, if you can say yes to a hangout session with friends that you haven't hung out with in a while, just hanging out together, having a real Three of Cups moment, sharing a bottle of wine, or if you don't drink, just, you know, having a nice board game night, or, you know, of course, any of those things you can drink during them if you want, but, yeah, just having time with other human beings, like remembering that life is not all online. I get nervous whenever I start, you know, just this is all based on one fucking card coming out. So is that really going to be the vibe of the whole reading? But we'll see. We'll see. Let me read your Kali card first. Guna tantrika. It takes strength of spirit not to override inner knowing with social pressures or an inhuman expectation for constant performance. Trust in the shifting cycles to give yourself what you need for well-being. No being benefits when you are at odds with yourself. Okay, so like thinking about this as you are one part of a whole, right? Brahman and Atman. You are a soul that is part of the whole of the entire universe, right? You are a microcosm of the entire universe. And if you're not right within yourself, that's going to extrapolate into the general energy of anyone around you that can feel your energy. You know, anyone that is affected by you. Anyone that's within your energetic field, or however you conceptualize that. Whether that's like aura, or however, just the general interconnectedness of all beings. So, okay, let me start over. It takes strength of spirit not to override inner knowing with social pressures or an inhuman expectation for constant performance. Trust in the shifting cycles to give yourself what you need for well-being. No being benefits when you are at odds with yourself. You have the inner power and capacity to be at peace within your being now. Okay, so your inner peace is this is what you need the most right now, is inner peace. So what can you do to give yourself inner peace? And we have letting go. Letting go of negative thoughts and emotions will create space for your natural state of being. We choose to hold on to and perpetuate any emotion by repeating the thought pattern. This is the time to let go. Okay, so what are you perseverating on? What are you... I'm going to bring out another little thing here, a little bell, just for funsies. What are you perseverating on right now? What is the repetitive thought pattern for you right now? Because that is what you need to let go of in order to have inner peace. And I feel like changing up your energy is also a big part of this I Feel Love song here. It's about dancing. It's about the pure love and joy of music and dancing. And maybe you don't like to dance, so it doesn't have to literally be dancing, but it's about changing up your energy. Boat. Transition. So yeah, you are in a transition period right now. And what is most needed for you is inner peace, changing up your energy, letting yourself transition. Part of this boat card for me is surrendering yourself to the process of transitioning. You're in the boat, you're moving, but you just have to let it happen. You have to let go and let it happen. Let the transition happen. Let the movement take you. And then you have Holy Thistle, the sacred alone. So this could even be like kind of a spirit quest type journey. Maybe it's time to take a few days off, disconnect from the internet, and have an inner journey. Have sort of like whatever way that works for you, whether that's like facilitated by some, I don't know, medicines to help you take this inner journey, or maybe you're just simply sitting in your backyard for a day and letting nature inform the experience. It's about letting something go in service of your inner peace, allowing the transition to happen and changing your energy while you're transitioning. Does that make sense? And it's movement in a very literal sense. Movement. And I think this is something for you to take on alone. And then we have waterproof. It's like water off a duck's back. You're letting things roll off of you, or this is what is needed, to let things roll off of you, let them go, because you're in a transition, and you know that everyone else is too. And you know that this other part of this boat card for me right now is like, we're all at different parts on our journey, right? And sometimes we are confronted with somebody that's going through something that we went through a long time ago, and we want to give them advice, right? Because we've been through it, but they have to find their own way. So this could even be a very specific situation of the way for you to go forward right now is to let go of the answers that you have found, not for yourself, but let go of the answers that you have found along the way. Let go of pushing those same answers onto someone else, right? I mean, if they ask you for advice, you can say, well, this is what worked for me. But don't try to control someone else's narrative, is also something I'm getting here. And I do want to, just in case there's something interesting in this guidebook about the waterproof card, I'm going to read that real quick. Crow feathers have a greasy protective coating that protects water from getting through to the skin. You too have the ability to create a waterproof exterior. When we are waterproof, we are protected from others' draining emotions that can weigh us down. Yeah, I mean, I think that is something that is an important note for you. Like whatever, I mean, this is a cliche thing to say, but it's a cliche for a reason, right? Let go of what's not yours. You are on your own journey. Sacred alone. Like they have to deal with their shit on their own time, in their own way. You can't control their shit. Okay, let's flip over the tarot. This is going to be, let's see if I can remember what all of these are. This is Seven of Wands. Yeah, so again, the emphasis on setting yourself apart. And this is something you're going to be dealing with alone. And this could even be, since this reading is for multiple people, this could be the ending of a relationship too. Because here we have the World card. It could be the ending of a relationship. Maybe that's who you're letting go and embracing the sacred alone. Maybe. This is Four of Swords. Yeah. And I am getting just like you need a mental health day at the very least. Or a mental health week. Or a mental health month. Maybe it's a job that you need to let go of and transition out of. Because, and the waterproof card and the letting go card are both sort of giving me the vibe that whatever it is that you're letting go of, it might be hard to let it go initially, but then it's going to wash right off your back. It's something that's not yours. It's like maybe you're being sucked into drama that isn't yours, sucked into, yeah, there's something that like you feel a responsibility toward that is not yours. And then we have Ace of Swords. And Ace of Pentacles. Okay. So that kind of, the Ace of Swords kind of steers me away from it. I mean, it could be, I mean, you know what it's about for yourself, so ignore what I'm about to say if it contradicts your own reality. But this makes me think that for more of you than not, it's more about new ideas. It's about a new perspective than necessarily a completely new job or relationship, you know? It's about a new perspective. You don't have to share the perspective that everyone else has. And if it's not your perspective, it doesn't mean that you're wrong, right? So that's one thing I'm getting here pretty clearly. It's like the way that you see things is not wrong. In fact, you might have a very unique viewpoint on the world, and people might need your viewpoint. This Ace of Pentacles could be you sharing your resources, your gifts, your perspectives with the universe. But there's going to be a waiting period in between. Like for right now, you need to let go of what's not yours and take a breath. Change up your energy, take a breath, let it go. Anything that is in service of your inner peace. As long as it's not hurting anyone else, of course. So yeah, I would encourage you to really craft for yourself a ritualistic self-exploration sort of vision quest. You know, forgive the fact that I'm using the term vision quest, but you know what I mean, like an exploration of self. A sort of ritualistic exploration of self. Even if that's just taking a day off from work, turning off your phone and sitting down with your journal for an afternoon and just really working some shit out. This isn't about what anyone else thinks. This is about what you think. This isn't about anyone else's transition. This is about yours. And as far as changing, and like some practical advice is about changing up your energy in a physical sense. So like if you haven't taken yourself out into the wilderness to go for a walk in a while, do that if you can. Or again, just dancing, just putting on like music that you used to love to dance to and just dancing in your living room. Or if you can, like the best possible outcome I see here, just for me personally, because, you know, I'm putting this through my own lens, is if you can actually get out to a dance club that plays music that you like to dance to, and if you can drag a couple of friends with you and just have a night where you just, you know, because that's a thing about the Four of Swords, right? It's a mental health break. And it's about changing your perspective. It's about changing your perspective. It's about getting out of your normal routines, changing your perspective and giving your brain a break, right? Because that could be another reason why this Ace of Pentacles is here, because it could be that doing this whole changing up your energy thing is going to somehow lead you to an opportunity. And I even see like with this orb up here, could even also be an Ace of Pentacles moment, right? You could be provided with a genuine opportunity for a new job, or like a new connection with another human being. Like maybe you do go out dancing and you meet someone that becomes like a soulmate to you in some way, you know? But do it for yourself. Whatever it is that you decide to do, whatever like transition you go through, whatever you let go in service of your inner peace, do it in service of yourself. Because yeah, this isn't about whatever it is that you're going through right now. I feel like you're being unduly influenced by the thoughts and opinions of others, and that's not important right now. Or that's not as important as how you feel. I'm almost getting like a feeling of like someone else, like I was saying earlier, someone else is trying to control your reality, trying to construct your reality. You might even be in a relationship, friendship with someone that is trying to control the narrative of how you feel about yourself. And that's, maybe you don't need to let go of that person, but maybe this, like the little water droplets on this card, is kind of representing their thoughts and opinions of you. And like you've been internalizing them, but it's time to let them just roll off of you. Okay. That is pile 1. And I am sweating. because it just like fully transitioned to, even though it's still spring, it feels like motherfucking summer where I live, and there's no air in this room. So I am going to, all that just to say, I'm going to turn my fan on. Okay, pile 2. Got this little birdie that will hang out during your reading. What do we need to know for pile 2? About your current situation, your current thought patterns, your current psychology, what's next for you, what is the best for you right now. Ooh, these cards are coming out fast. Okay. This deck is so fun to shuffle. Okay, this one I want to be way over here. Okay. Excuse me while I arrange for 5 fucking minutes. Okay. Kind of want to ring this right now. Okay. Okay. Now let's get your oracle cards. What message do we have from the crows? It's this one. It's this one. Oh no. I moved my cards down too far, which means I'm going to have to do more arranging. Okay, we're good. Ooh, we could do kind of a, wait, we got 4, 2, 4, 6. We could do kind of a, these two are up a little bit more. I don't know. Whatever. You got Maravilla, perspective. Okay, so, I mean, getting something already. Perspective. What is your current perspective on, especially if you're asking for this reading, if you were asking a specific question about something, or you had a particular situation in your life in mind right now, what is your perspective on it? Or if you are already really steeped in your own perspective, perception of a particular reality, what is someone else's perspective? If you haven't asked yourself that, try to see the situation from their perspective if you haven't done that yet. Breath. Tools for anti-anhedonia. So anhedonia is not being able to feel pleasure. So breath and breathing, taking a breath, is one of the most basic tools to sort of reconnect and reground yourself, right? So what are your particular tools? Are you currently feeling like out of touch with reality, out of touch with your life? I actually don't like this. I'm going to move it back. Out of touch with reality, out of touch with your life, out of touch. You're not, like, things that used to feel pleasurable in your life don't anymore. Yeah, I'm feeling like a need for some real change for you almost so far. I guess we'll see if the other cards agree with that. But like, if you really are having problems enjoying your life, first of all, I'm so sorry that that's happening to you. But anytime I see this breath card, it's an indicator for me to talk about my own, like I have a list that I call my anti-anhedonia list. And it's just any little steps that I can take in a day when I'm not okay to make myself feel better. So some of the things on that list are take a bath, take a breath, listen to music, go for a walk, and there's like many different things on the list, and some of them are very small and mundane, and others are more complicated. It just depends on your energy level and what you actually can accomplish. Because the other thing about, like, if you're depressed, if you are apathetic, experiencing anhedonia, if you are, yeah, and then Lalita coming through for you as well, which is also a need for play. Yeah, we need to get you happy again, pile 2. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to enjoy your life. So how can we get you back there? Okay, let's flip over your other cards. Preparation. Okay, so this one, the term preparation can sometimes be triggering for me, especially if I'm in a really depressed state, if I'm experiencing executive dysfunction, and basically if you've not heard that term before, it's like, some people would call it laziness. Like if you're feeling like you just can't get anything done right now, seeing a card that says preparation on it might not be the best. But essentially, on the days where you feel like you can prepare, yeah, maybe that's like making that list. Making a list for yourself when you are not depressed of the things that you can do to pull yourself out of a depression. You know, so that you will be prepared the next time you hit that hit like a depressive episode or a depressing day or something, or just a day full of grief and sadness and anhedonia in general. Your song is Gravity by A Perfect Circle. Okay, so this song is about moving out of addiction. It's that moment where you've like, maybe the moment after you've reached rock bottom and you have chosen to live. And it is a choice when you're at that point. When you're at that point of extreme anhedonia, you don't care about anything. Okay, let me read the lyrics. Lost again, broken and weary, unable to find my way. Tail in hand, dizzy and clearly unable to let this go. I am surrendering to gravity and the unknown. Catch me, heal me, lift me back up to the sun. I choose to live. Calm these hands before they snare another pill and drive another nail down another needy hole. Please release me. I am surrendering to gravity and the unknown. Catch me, heal me, and lift me back up to the sun. I choose to live. And this is very much like the Sun card and the Fool are baked into this as well. You know, because this is a person that has been feeling so down for so long and having maladaptive coping behaviors in the form of addiction. And they're ready to pull themselves out of it. Like, I knew that this pile was going to be heavy because this deck, it's a Frida Kahlo tarot, and it's about trauma. There's a lot of really uncomfortable energy that you are dealing with. And I'm so sorry for that. But there's hope. I mean, this at the end, this song is about hope. It's about wanting to live, choosing to live, coming out of possible suicidal ideation. And if you are dealing with anything really, really heavy like that, probably like, how do I want to say this? If you're dealing with anything really heavy like that, seek people that can really help you. Psychologists, therapists, friends that you know care about you. Do not be afraid to reach out. Okay. Lalita Tripura Sundari. A new chapter in your life is closing and will not be reopened. This will be reason for celebration. Yeah, and this is kind of a closing of a cycle situation here, because we start the song with being very despondent and we end it with hope. Whatever you need to release right now shall create the space for what is divinely destined for you to manifest through her grace. You shall enjoy a change of pace and a release from intensity. Open your heart to the beginning of a golden era. There's that sun coming back through again. There is hope. There is a light at the end of this tunnel, whatever you're going through right now. And it is intense. I feel it. Beginnings. A fresh start is needed on an old project. Try a different approach or a new way to look at it. There you go. There's the perspective thing again. Or perhaps something entirely new is on the way. Stay vigilant for opportunities and don't let them pass by. Act on new flashes of creativity. So maybe that's also some preparation. Like, if you're not really feeling the sun peeking through, if you're not really feeling the hope yet, just stay aware, because it is coming. And when it comes, be ready to grasp it. Maybe that's more like what the preparation is. It's a perspective preparation. You haven't been, what I'm getting is that you haven't been looking for the good. You haven't been waiting for the sun to come back. You haven't been looking for a good opportunity. But if you look for it, it will be there. Okay, let's flip over your tarot finally. Empress. Yeah, so there's that creativity again. You are surrounded by creativity. Seven of Pentacles. And this, in this particular deck, we're looking at loss. We're looking at babies we couldn't have. So I'm almost even seeing, and this is kind of an aspect of the Empress as well, with this umbilical cord and this baby here. So I hope that this isn't what has happened to you, but if you have lost a child, I am so sorry that you went through that. Or if you have recently found out that, like, you want to have a child but you can't, because that is something that Frida Kahlo, she was infertile. And I think that's kind of what we're looking at with this artwork, the Seven of Pentacles being sort of like her missing out on the opportunity to see a life grow that she created. Whew. Nine of Pentacles. So, despite this loss that I just talked about, and if that is something that you are going through, I definitely want to as they say, hold space for that. I don't want what I'm about to say to negate those feelings of loss, because they're very real, and you're absolutely correct to feel any pain that you're feeling right now, if you are dealing with that situation, or just any incredible lot. Maybe you just lost, maybe you had a creative project that you've been working on for like 3 years, and it's just like something happened to obliterate it in some way, and you were actually living with the loss of that project. But the Nine of Pentacles suggests to me that you are exactly where you're supposed to be. And if me saying that makes you feel angry because of what's happened to you, honor that. Don't honor what I'm saying. But like, for those of you that this is comforting to hear, you are exactly where you're supposed to be. King of Wands. Not sure where that fits in yet, but Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, so this is sort of where the sun's coming back in, right? You even see the yellow picking up. And then Princess of Swords. Okay. You have something to share. You have something to share. So even if there is a creative project that you have abandoned, or yeah, what did this say? Fresh start is needed on an old project. Try a different approach or a new way to look at it. New perspective. Perhaps something entirely new is on the way. So whatever that is, if you do have a creative project that you're wanting to bring into the world, it's going to take work, and it's time to readjust. Like, that could also be the Seven of Pentacles. That's sort of a take a step back, reassess, look at it from a perspective so that you can see what's working and what's not working more objectively. Maybe even if there is a creative project that you're working on that you're feeling like kind of at a stalemate about, get the opinions of someone that you trust. Like constructive criticisms on how you can go forward with your project. If this is like entirely like record scratch different situation, if this is more of a motherhood, this is such a heavy topic to try to discuss, but I'm going to try. To me, this going from the 7 to the 8 is an encouragement that all is not lost. Like, if you have lost pregnancies, there might be a time in which you don't lose a pregnancy. Or maybe your sort of way of giving back to the universe is not through having your own biological child. Maybe it is, your route is more adoption, or maybe there's, and this is such a, like, it feels really, I don't want this to sound dismissive at all, but perhaps something that will be helpful for you is to refocus on bringing your love and creativity to the world in a different way. Again, like, trust yourself before me, just some tarotist online. But I do see a lot of hope here. If we're going from the 7 to the 8 to the 9 of Pentacles, it's a difficult transition between those. There's a lot of work, there's a lot of reassessments, there's a lot of uncomfortable shit. But once you get to the 9, you're going to be feeling fine. Oh my God. It's just heavy. And that's been my experience using this deck so far. It's very heavy. There's a lot of trauma. There's a lot of crying. I have a lot of thoughts about this one. I probably will do a review on it, but I want to spend some more time experiencing it. But yeah, there's a lot of hope available, but I feel like there's a lot of trauma that you've been through as well. Please don't feel like... I want you to feel... Let's frame this in a positive way, not please don't. I want you to feel that you have a voice. Because you do. You have a voice. And others need to hear it. Maybe even like if sort of the idea of like a creative project doesn't resonate for you, maybe this is more just share your story. Share your story with others, because I feel like you are a good storyteller. I feel like you are charismatic. Share your story. Share your trauma. Share what you've been through. Okay, I want to get like one more card for you. Just kind of put a cap on all of this. And I want something specifically for me to tell me, like, am I on track with this reading? Is this reading good or bad? Ten of Swords. Yeah, I mean, that is sort of this rock bottom moment that we saw with the Gravity card. I also dropped one other card on the floor, so I do want to show that. Five of Swords. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of pain and self-isolation. So if you are dealing with an addiction, it might be time to seek help. Yeah. This is intense. This is intense. Be kind to yourself as you process these intense emotions. But you do have creativity. You do have something to bring the world, even if it doesn't look the way that you wanted it to look, whatever that project is. Be kind to yourself. Take care of yourself. Okay, that's pile 2. Okay, pile 3. Pile 3. What do we need to know? Some things. We need to know some things. These 2 things we need to know for sure. What do we need to know? Pile 3. What's your current situation right now? What do you need? What are actionable steps for you to take right now? What's going well for you? What's going not so well? It's a general portrait of your situation right now. It's this one. Come on, let go. 2 of Coins. I hope you guys can see that. I can't see it very well through the viewfinder, but I think you guys will be able to see it better than I can. So I'm going to just go forward with the assumption that you can see it, because usually that is the case. Oh my god, did you guys just hear my belly growl? Okay, it's lunchtime after this. Okay. I'm going to ring this bell sort of. Okay. For some reason I feel drawn to turn these over immediately, even though I didn't do that with the other piles. Seeker of Swords. So this is Page of Swords. So Page of Swords showed up in the last pile. Seven of Wands showed up in the first pile. Five of Swords. Oh my god, my stomach is so loud. I hope you guys can't hear it. Five of Swords showed up in the last pile as well. And then Conqueror of Cups. That is Knight of Cups. Okay. So we've got 2 court cards. Page of Swords, Knight of Cups, 5 of Swords, 7 of Wands, 2 of Coins. I feel like you're sort of stuck between saying what you want to say and love and light. It's like either you can express yourself fully, or you can just be, you know, toxic positivity all the time. Is the vibe that I'm getting here. But if you want to set yourself apart, it is going to be isolating in a way, but I don't know. I mean, I am a person that encourages that. I encourage people to say what they need to say. I mean, as long as your intentions are good and you're coming from a place of kindness and trying to understand yourself and others, I think you're okay. So as long as your message is one of love, even if people mishear it, it's still important that you share it. And I almost see this 2 of Coins here as like, you know, some people are going to get what you're trying to say and some people aren't. And that's just how it is. Like if you do not have like what I would term obsessively neutral language, you're going to be divisive. So, and if you have obsessively neutral language, in my mind, you're not saying much of anything. And that's fine if you don't want to say much of anything, but I feel like you do want to say something. So I almost feel like this reading is going to be about like, how do you say what you want to say in the kindest, most effective way? So hopefully our oracle cards will provide some answers on that. Let's see. So since this Threads of Fate tarot is kind of about symbolism in a more spacious and abstract way. Side part by that dog. Okay, that's a breakup song. We'll get back to that in a second. I want to pay attention to the symbols here. So we have bird, sword, sun, rain. All right, or maybe this is just movement and not rain. We have wands, obviously wands, hands, and also this sort of sun thing too, in both of these. So this is like a revelation, right? Like you will be setting yourself apart by sharing a revelation. And then the Five of Swords, this particular Five of Swords looks a lot like a Three of Swords, right? But the swords are going through lungs and heart. So the swords are puncturing love and breath, right? I feel like this is you if you don't say anything. So whatever you need to express, whether this is like actually having a fight or a breakup conversation, whatever you need to express, it's like you need to stand up for yourself. You do need to stand up for yourself. And maybe just in a more like sort of a traditional, more love-based tarot reading, like You need to say something and stand up for yourself. And maybe that's going to result in you being alone, but this Knight of Cups is coming in, you know? And then your world will start to rebalance at sort of the same time that the Knight of Cups shows up. But you need to be ready for that Knight of Cups. Like, if you're not happy in your current emotional situation, and I am seeing that as like more of a romantic relationship thing, this is not going to apply to everyone. But just because this breakup card is here, I need to acknowledge that. This breakup song is here. Like, if you're thinking, yeah, it's like you need to clear the way for this Knight of Cups, perhaps. Ooh. But please, pay attention to yourself first. Yeah, see? Emotions. How does it make you feel? Pay attention to yourself. Like, I'm not saying break up with your person if that's not something that you're already thinking about. If it's something that you're already thinking about, this could just be a gentle nudge to continue thinking about it. Continue sorting through your own thoughts and emotions. This isn't me telling you to break up with anyone, okay? I am just a person pulling cards in my closet, providing little mirrors for you. You could pick them up and look through them if you want. And if they don't reflect, pay attention to yourself. Pay attention to yourself more than me, right? You know you. You know you better than me. Okay, then we're just missing the Kali card, okay. Okay. Krishna. You can have what you need and desire, but you must be prepared to enter into the sacred fire to make the appropriate offering. Shift from focusing on what isn't working to handing over all concerns as a prayer offering to the divine. All can then be resolved and shall manifest according to loving and generous grace. So that could be also this combination of Knight of Cups and Two of Coins. It's like everything will rebalance if you, surrender your concerns? I don't know. You can have, but you must, what you need and desire, but you must be prepared to enter into the sacred fire. Okay, yeah, like, you're not going to get where you're going, where you want to be, from just love and light and neutral language. You got to fucking get in there and get dirty and express your emotions. Sorry, that's how it is. Speaking as someone who's done it recently, it's worth it. It sucks, but it's worth it. Jump to conclusions. Be sure you have all the information before making any decisions. Keep an open mind and be patient. More will come to light. Doing this will save you time and problems in the long run, even if you are anxious to get started. So this kind of goes against what I was just saying, right? But this is for those of you that, like, if jumping in and doing it and then dealing with the fallout later and making readjustments, if that's something that absolutely does not work for you, this is just an indicator that, like, hey, this is where I'm coming from because I am that person. I don't jump to conclusions necessarily, but I do start saying what I'm trying to say before I know what I'm trying to say, you know? And if that is a way that works for you, go for it. But this particular card is just to remind you guys that don't resonate with that way of expressing yourself, that you can, like, you know, take some more notes. Maybe this Page of Swords for you is more about, like, journaling things out and thinking things through a little bit more before you stand up for yourself. Let's read the lyrics on this too, besides just saying it's a breakup song. Part of this is waiting. Part of this is baiting you. Part of this is parting us. Part of this is this part of you. Part of this is somewhere. Part of this is wondering. Part of this is parting this. Part of this is this part. Part of this is this part, because part of this is parting this with you. And then we have anticipation. I feel like whatever this is, and I am getting a strong breakup vibe. And it doesn't have to be breaking up with a person in a romantic relationship. It could be a breakup of a job, a breakup of maybe you're about to like set a creative project on fire and like watch it burn. You know, it's a letting go of something. That it seems like there's a lot of letting go of something happening in our readings today. Hound's tongue, silence. Okay, like, I'm getting a little bit of conflicting energies now, because it's like, so both of these cards, the jump to conclusions and the silence card, are more suggesting to hold back, but I mean, the Seven of Wands, Page of Swords, and Five of Swords is more about expressing yourself, right? But anticipation is another sort of waiting energy, right? What was this again? You can have what you need, but you must be prepared to enter into the sacred fire. So, okay, maybe this is just to say, don't say what you need to say until you're ready to say it. Don't let anyone else... Yeah, maybe that's what it is. And I am going to like pull a few more cards for like clarifiers here, because I do feel a little confused. Don't let anyone else tell you when it's time. Like if someone is like demanding that you speak up about a particular thing, and you do have opinions on it, don't do it until you're ready. Do things, you know, if you are expressing yourself and your opinions and your thoughts, or if you are, like say you know you need to leave your job, or you know you need to break up with your partner, or you know that there's a particular friend in your life that you need to part ways with. But maybe you're just not ready to have that conversation yet. That's okay. Don't have the conversation until you're ready to have it, right? Okay, we got two little clarifier cards that just came out. Four of Coins and Strength. Yeah, maybe we're waiting for the like initial burst of like, maybe you're having a lot of emotions right now. And the best thing for you would be to sort of wait until these flames calm down. I'm getting very conflicting feelings though about this reading, so I think there's two separate people that are watching this reading right now. If you are the type of person that needs to step into the flames to figure out where you are, go for it. Say what you need to say. If you are someone that is feeling pressured to say a particular thing, even if it's exactly, like, I'm thinking of a scenario where, like, you're talking to a friend, you've been telling them about a situation that you're going through, and they're like, you need to speak up for yourself. You need to say this, this, and this. You need to say what you just said to me. Say it to them. Say it to them. And you do want to do that, but you're not ready. Don't do it because they're telling you to do it. Do it when you're ready. So that can apply to everyone listening. Speak up for yourself. Be your own Page of Swords. Stand up for yourself. And Seven of Wands. Be your own Page of Swords. Say what you need to say when you're ready to say it. If you're ready to say it now, figure it out as you go. Set things on fire and then figure out what to do with the flames later. Go for it. Go for it if you feel safe to do so. If that is the best way for you to cope with the situation right now, do it. Pay attention to your own emotional reality, your own emotional landscape. And if that's how you want to conduct yourself, do it. But if it's the opposite and someone's pressuring you to say something now but you're not ready, wait until you're ready. If you're ready now, go for it. If you're not, then continue to refine what you want to say while you're waiting, while you're anticipating, right? because it's going to result in a breakup, some kind of isolation, not necessarily like literal isolation, but I feel like once you say what you're wanting to say, there's gonna be, it's almost gonna break people up into, I think I did say this earlier, right? But it's gonna sort of break people up into those that don't get you, bye, and those that do. You're gonna strengthen your bonds to those that do get you once you say what you need to say. Yeah. Okay, I want to get one more like ending energy here. Three of Swords. Okay, just in case like I was confused, this is going to, when you do stand up for yourself and say what you need to say, it's going to be a very sacred cutting off, right? Somebody's gonna go. Somebody needs to be set on fire with your words. But do it when you're ready. Say it when you're ready. Okay, that is it for us today. Thanks for being here.